Hi everyone and welcome to today's stream. So I thought I'd do something a bit more fun. This is basically showing you some of the things that I went and got on the sales. Now honestly I don't normally go near sales shopping, but I found this really cool garden centre and they had the most amazing display, and before Christmas I couldn't really afford to splash out, but they had a over the 50% sale on. Yes! Oh yes. So I got the idea is to have forest themed items, and one of the first things that I managed to lay my paws on were these little deers, and they're made of a kind of I guess most engineers would call it, pardon my French, shit metal. That's literally what it is, just odd metal, flattened out, put through a cutting machine because you can see the edges are cut by a machine. Hey, they'll do perfectly, and I love the colours, and I can spray paint them if I want to. It'd be interesting to see how fast they rust. Well, if we get any rust or oxidization on them. Now, all the prices, if you see any prices, then these prices will, once they got to it, will have 50% off on. So these didn't cost the £2 plus that it says on the price. Sorry about this. I've just had an eyelash drop into my eyeball. Oh, you inconvenient eyelash. Why do we have eyelashes? Seriously. Oh my god, all they do is fall in your eyes. Can't see anything now. So when we got to the place, we got there for 9 o'clock. And, well, just before, because they open at 9 and we knew there was just going to be hordes of people. And we were about probably 8th in the queue. So, because I already knew... that's a eyelash. Sorry about that. Because I already knew where I wanted to go in the shop to get the bits that I wanted, we literally just bombed it straight through the shop. So, another thing that I got, now that I got my eyelash out of my eye, that's a good thing, I got some more of these hummingbirds. So, you two need to go over here. And so you can see these are clear acrylic-y plastic stuff, and then they've got glitter spray and then jimmy kind of things. Don't know if my camera can pick that out. So it's all sparkly and jimmy. These have got bits missing, but at the end of the day it was handbags at dawn. So these normally would have been £3.50 and they're from that make. The garden centre used this make a lot, and in fact I was really impressed with a lot of the items from that designer. Oh, there's the eyelash. Now you'll notice on a couple of these that I've actually still got fishing wire attached, and this was because basically some of the stuff you could only get if you got it off of the display, and a lot of stuff was hanging from the ceiling. So that was quite funny trying to reach that. And in fact this is a different designer hummingbird. So you have one facing to the left and one facing to the right. And then there was another one which was upright, but they'd sold out. I'm not kidding if I say there was this one lady, and she literally went along, there must have been, I have no idea, it's a massive marquee. The whole garden centre at Poundbury in Dorset has this massive marquee. And there was a whole piece dedicated to baubles and Christmas tree decorations, and she literally just took every single basket. She had this huge mammoth sized trolley, and she's taken every basket that's holding the baubles and pouring them straight in, and all you could do was clink 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 clink, and she filled the whole trolley with baubles. She took nearly all the hummingbirds. We had to fight to get them, those two, and oh my god, it was just phenomenal. You couldn't go anywhere near a trolley. She got so grotty about it. But I've always wanted some red berry things, so I got some nice red berries. And there were two options. There were these ones which were about £2 something, and they are bendable. And then there were some more expensive ones which I think were £4. And because I was quite limited on my budget today, I went with the cheaper option. And if I want to, I can cut through this, which is like florist tape, just brown florist tape, and I can use them as individuals if I want to. So, yay, they're very good. And what else did I get? Oh, these are nice. I did get a giant reindeer as well, but he's downstairs right now being admired by the family. Now these metal leaves again, and they're two-sided, so you've got a flat side, a de-embossed and an embossed side, and you've got 3 of each, and that I think was about £4, and they were attached on this stringy stuff. So this is the twine stuff they were attached on, and on the I'm guessing it's the flatter side, there's like a little hooky bit, so you can almost hook them onto things as well. It's quite flimsy, so I think it was just there just to hold the glue and stuff. So I thought those would do really nice for the forest theme. A lot of this is literally just going to be for photo shooting, so like my banners for YouTube in here on the lovely Twitch. I want to have some really nice looking banners and such. So there's one of those green gemstones that's dropped off. I shall re-glue that. And then on sales like this, I'm not bothered if I buy stuff that isn't 100% perfect. I've got a hot glue gun, I've got sprays, I've got markers. If I can, I'll fix it. If I can't, I'll rebuild it. So this is something else that I got. Originally I did actually get acorn ones of these, but they sold out the acorns, so I was really chuffed to even find these. So these are pine cones, and they are seriously weighty. These are not light. I think they're heavy resin. They're just described as hanging pine cone. And these would have been £1.95, so you get 2. Ooh, there you go. That's how heavy they are. You get 2 for £1.95, so half price. So half of that would have been what I paid. And once again, what I'll do is I'll be taking these off of the string. I'll either cut it off or I'll peel them off. I think it's 41 centimeters of string, so there's quite a lot of string there. And then I attach a fishing wire to them, and it looks a lot better with fishing wire. So I got a couple more sets of those. And then the bigger items, I got this baby. These is pine cones. And I haven't, as you can see, I haven't unwrapped this yet, so let's get unwrapping. You know what? Scissors were invented for a reason. Yeah. Blunt scissors especially. So these are Flora Silk Christmas, and these would have been £13.99 UK pounds. This product's for decoration use, is not a toy, keep out of reach of children, small parts may choke. Hey, I don't mind. So, I mean, all of this is going to be going into a special box. As you can see straight away, I've got a lot of hoovering to do after this. Now, oh my god, some of these bits were like wrapped up in these bags and other bits weren't, so I always try and get a bagged piece if I can, because then I know nobody's played with it. So I've not got a length on here either. Do not leave bags with children, they're likely to choke themselves. Well, that's a really obvious factor. Right. Oh my god. And in truth, I'm not actually worried if this spray sparkle stuff comes off. It's not an essential bit. But I'll tell you what, it's really soft plastic. Oh, blimey. Oh my goodness me, there's got to be about a metre there. And on these ones you've got the mini pine cones, and then you've got these little buddy things on the end, like a shoe. So that's really going to be good for the forest theme. Like I say, all of this is going to be going into a special way for plastic, actually A3 I think at this rate, plastic box, and whenever I need it I can just grab onto it. I was tempted on getting a couple of each bit like this, just so that I could say chop up a cut one and have one as a whole one, but I decided budget wise again that would be very impractical because I have to be sensible. So as you can see, we already have a pile of snow. Now I'm going to keep this because that could be a really handy material. I was going to buy some little bags of mini snow, but I don't know, you can make snow quite easily. Right, so that's that one. I'm not worried if my floor gets covered in this right now either, because I've got to put the hoover around. Now the next one is is a stiffer one, and this is like just berries on a stick. They had all different ones, but I liked this one mostly because of the price, because it was only £5.95 and the other ones were over £20. When you're shopping on a budget like I do, it's always handy to find a bargain. I wouldn't say there was much difference between the quality of the two products, and this was how most of the stuff was bagged. So nice clear sleeve. Right, now let's see, can we get it out of sleeve? There we go. Whee! Just like skinning a rabbit. Not that I would ever do that. So in this case, we've not just got the berries, we've got little fronds at the end, and ooh, blimey, this is very bendable. Nice amount of flexibility on that. And again, if I wanted to spray with glitter spray or anything like that, I've got that option. I didn't think it was going to be this flexible. That could be really handy for attaching to things. So it's got the florist tape down the middle, so it's multiple skinny bits of wire all taped together with the florist tape, and then the beads glued on. Today's word, glued. Diluted by glue. So that's that one. Being attacked by a berry branch. Now the next one took some serious fighting to get because it was the only one there, and it was the one hung from the ceiling. It's got acorns on it. Now there were two colours, there was a red acorn and then there was this colour acorn, and since I'm going for natural, this was the one for me. Now I do know it is broken. It's not got a strand there, and somebody's been having a nibble. This I can easily patch, even just by using Spectrum Noir pens I can fix that. And this one normally would have been £14.95. So 15 quid is quite a lot for this one. Now, the damaged end, what can I do with that? Well, it's not going to cost much to order some fake acorns in, and then I can just hot glue them on. Some of the acorn bits, they're more like a foam material, and the plastic is very cheap plasticky. So quality wise, I wouldn't say, in fact you can actually see there where they've not cleaned the cast off, it's got like a frill around it. So this isn't the highest quality one by any means, but I like it. I can fix it, I can play with it, and that's part of the fun. Not quite sure what that wire's doing right now, we'll play with that later. And there's a couple of pine cones, a couple of acorns missing. Once again, no biggie, I can fix that. Oh, I get it. Right, these little dooberries, these are actually held on by the wire. So that's handy to know, because I could get my hands on some of those and wire them on. That's not going to be rocket science to fix. So yeah, so the acorn branch would have been £14.95, so that was around £7. And I like it. I think that's going to go really well with the forest theme. I just rebend that, and then whoop, we've got ivy. They're terrible. I've always wanted some really nice fake ivy for when I'm doing craft shows, so that I can dress the table really nicely. A lot of people do like to dress the table so that they have a theme or a feature. So for me, I want woodland themes within there. And I've got the fake leaves in the autumn colours, but I've not got much in the greens. So this is good because it's green, it's fresh, and you've got the sparkle on it again. This sparkle's a lot more sturdier than the other sparkle on those pinecone things. So I'm not going to have so much kind of crumbs as a snow pile on my table. And this one, what was it? This was $11.99, and it's again by Flora Silk. So this is a company I can now go off and shop with online because I've seen the quality. I'm about to do battle. Well, that was ivy. Oh, crumbs. Ah! Oh, prickly. And here's holly. This is a biggie. Well, it's around the same size as the others, but because the leaves are much bigger, and it's even got berries, which is very good. It's on the plastic coated wire again, and it's a cheaper plastic, so it's not immaculate. There is some leaves with the sparkly, but it's only about one here and there. They're only dotted around, it's not fully all over them, which is brilliant, because there's only so much of the snow stuff you can take. I think I'm drowning in it. Right, and this one was literally cast as a sage decor garland at £12.50. Exclusive design by Sage Decor. SK. Bear with me. I always like to find out where these companies are. Let's see, SK. There's a postcode there. SK23 0Q. I've got an idea where that is, but it's by the Fickle Mermaid. Right, that is yeah, that's up near Liverpool. So that's up north. It's quite a good place actually. So that's handy to know. Near the Peak District. Well, being near a national park, I bet the designers can go out and have a look at the flora, so that probably explains why it's such a nice look. I do like that, that's quite natural. It's more of a variegated holly. So that's a jolly holly. And then I got one of these ones at the range in the UK. Ooh, squirrel. Sorry. And I paid about £7, I think, last time when I bought it from the range. And this time I got it from the Poundbury Garden Centre, and I paid £7.95, which is about right. And it's again by the Sage Decor. And it's not you can't bend it into shapes. This is a much more flimsy plastic, so it does sit wherever you put it, but you can do more with it. So you've got more ability to wrap it and play around with it, but it will eventually uncurl. It's alive. And this has got a lot of the sparkly stuff on, but once again, it's not bad. As you saw, quite a bit came off of my hand there, but that's kind of good because it means if I don't want it all of this covered in the sparkly stuff, I can cover myself in it, so I can just rub a little bit off. And if I want to put sparkle on there, I just get sparkle sprays. So I'm just trying to get my snowman together here. Do you want to build a snowman? No, I don't. So yeah, so I've got one of them, and that means I've actually got two of those now. No idea where that came from. And then we've got... Now, is this the same? No, this isn't the same, or is it? I've got another... Oh my god. another ton of ivy, and this one's actually in a wrapper because the other one I had to pull off the wall. And this one is $11.99, and it's got a lot of sparkle on it. So it's got lots and lots of sparkle on it, and it's on quite a stiff wire, so you can pose it, but it doesn't feel. It feels like the plastic will probably split after a while, because on the end there's you can see just here is where the connection of the plastic to the wire is. It's not a bad steady wire, but we'll see how that goes. Let's get this out of the plastic. So I know most people go shopping for clothes and that sort of thing on the days after Boxing Day. Not me. I go shopping for random stuff. I mean, we got there for 9. We did the shop by about 9:45, and by that time you could hardly move through the shop, and it's a huge, huge shop, multiple rooms, lovely shop. So I think we were lucky with what actually got. I mean, my mum got some bits that she really wanted, some fake snowflakes and such. But it was just whoop, abandoned snow. Some people were literally just taking pots and buckets of stuff and pouring it into their trolleys. I've never seen something so crazy. Oop, there we go. Right. And the plastic will be going into the recycling, of course. Right. I'm trying to keep the snow in one place. My desk is getting completely covered, as am I. So yep, so that was that one. And you can see from the underside, I have no idea where this stuff is coming from. That's quite nicely fixed. So that's going to come in once again really, really handy. So I can rub off any of the snowy stuff if I don't want it. And then, last but not least, this one is this one's going to be a fixer-upper. So this is Avalanche behind me. Rose hips. And this was at the bottom of a pile that I was elbowing in for. This one was £8.49, which is pretty darn expensive actually for what it is. So now there's a few loose rose hips rolling around in here, and those will be glued back on. Yeah, I'm easily pleased with this sort of stuff. I know the loose ones are in here somewhere. There they go. Oh gosh, there's a lot of loose ones. Right. So, as you can see, that's a huge amount of loose ones. So those have all fallen off. Now, what material is this? It's not foam like... Let's see, has it? Yes, it's foam. I wasn't too sure if it was a foam like the acorns, so it's the same material as the acorns. So whatever glue I use, it's got to be one that isn't going to chew foam up. As you can see, it's silky material on the leaves. There's no posability with this one, so like the flimsier holly, this is just a very, very light model. This is quite a delicate one actually. In fact, all those hips have already fallen off. Oh blimey, they're making a run for it. Why go for rose hips? Well, rose hip syrup is a has a high containment whatnot of vitamin C. So if you get a cold or flu, drinking rose hip syrup is exceptionally good. And also I just like the idea of the... Well, in the woodlands you do get wild roses, dogger roses. Yeah, all I got to do is stick these back onto the little tubey bits with a little bit of glue, and that should do it. That shouldn't take too long at all. In fact, I might even be able to do that with PVA. Actually, yeah. In fact, I feel that some of them fit onto certain ones with a twist. It's a case of where to stick your rosebud. Answers on a postcard, please. So that is pretty much it. So, apart from the really, really humongous deer piece that I got, that's pretty much everything that I bought. And in total, my bill came to about, it was just shy of £70. That's UK pounds. So in truth, I've got 140 odd pounds worth of stuff for half price, which is, in my view, absolutely brilliant. And because, I mean, if this was just Christmas stuff and it was just going to come out once a year, then I would be kind of, oh my god, what have I done? But because this is going to be used throughout the year, I'm not at all worried. So that's what makes it more value for money. That was fit on there. Yeah, it fits on there. Most of them might just screw on. Someone's screwing with rose hips. It's just going to be one that I'm going to have to be uber delicate with. So yeah, so I hope that's given you some ideas and inspirations that you might want to have a go with at this time of the year. I mean, garden centres, normally we associate them with plants and whatnot, but some of the makes that are coming through, especially this Geisha Graham, apologise, her stuff is very, very nice. And she's got a good website. Her products can also be found on Amazon, and there's some lovely bits on there. But yeah, you can find inspiration for designs, photos and things like that. I'm going to have fun gluing, cutting, pasting and messing around with this to make scenes up for the banners and such. So it's all going to come in handy. Oh, Rose. I am going to work these ones out. So what I'll just have to do is work out where they came off, roughly, and stick them back on. And the nice thing is, if I need a source of inspiration as well, so say I'm doing a drawing and I want something in the background, I could just pick up a few items and suddenly say, oh, maybe some maple leaves, or maybe I should have some pine cones. And I can use these, because a lot of these are quite anatomically correct, and work out a light source on the berries. Not just do it from imagination, actually work out the shape and how the light would go. So it's not just going to be like props, there'll probably be artwork used for it. And especially with the ivies and such, I can do a screen of those. So literally get one of my poles, hook them all up to a pole, drape it somewhere. Like I currently don't have a window pole, curtain pole thing, so I can fix a curtain pole up and hang a load from there. And then if I wanted to do a background of plants trailing down a tree or something, voila, there's my reference photo. I can do it by staying in warm. It's too cold outside for now. So yeah, I hope that's helped inspire you to have a think about what sort of things you can get in the bargains when it's bargain shopping time, and what things can help get your creative juices and whatnot going. So until next time, I hope everybody has a lovely next few days and all the best for 2018. I'll probably be a bit late into 2018 because I'm having to work a lot. What have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3. I think I've got 3 10-hour shifts, day off for a funeral, very generous of them, and then 12-hour, then another 8-hour, and then I think I've got a 6-hour after that. So yeah, I'm going to be pretty late into the new year. I might even sleep through it. So yep, all the best, and if you like what you've seen, then please always feel welcome to subscribe, to follow, to Give me a poke on YouTube if you want to. Everyone's welcome. And all the best. Take care and happy creating.